thank you all for joining us tonight for our Chef in the Market. So help me welcome tonight Manuel Silva. And with him tonight is Chef Carlos Martinez. Welcome. So what are you preparing for us tonight?
I'm actually going to be preparing for you guys an end of summer salad, and it's a play on a Thai salad called a som tam. So I'm going to start off with making the dressing tonight. There's a few ingredients that I know you may not be familiar with. One of them is palm sugar. It's actually derived from any palm tree. Another ingredient that you guys may not be used to is fish sauce. Fish sauce is fermented anchovy with salt. I'm gonna start off by making the dressing, and inside the recipe it actually says to cut it into 6 pieces, so you can see that it's kind of a pain to cut. So I already mashed it up just a little bit here, so it's easier for me to use. So I'm literally gonna start off by mashing. I have 5 cloves of garlic here, but one of them's a little bit smaller, so I'm just gonna throw this inside my mortar and pestle. So I'm gonna start off by grinding the garlic, and I'm just gonna kind of beat it. So if you guys can see, I'm gonna mash it. So I'm just gonna beat this down until it's almost a paste, and then I'll add in the rest of the palm sugar that I have right here. It's already measured out. 1 puck is typically 2 ounces. It's pretty easy to use for that reason. So as you can see here, you see how it's kind of turning into a paste almost. So you kind of want to beat it down, mix it up all nice and good. And as you can see, it's almost looking like this peanut butter color on the inside. You guys see this?
Yeah.
So from here, I'm actually going to add some water, and you're going to go for 3/4 of a cup. You want to add it in slowly. If you add it too much, then you're not going to get the right consistency, and what you want is you want the palm sugar to actually break down inside the sauce. So that way you don't have too much chunks, or it's not going to emulsify correctly if you don't take the time and do it right. So you're right next to me. You can see that it's kind of almost turning transparent. It's going to look similar to a simple syrup at first. And the reason why I'm starting off with the dressing rather than the knife work is because you want to allow all these flavors to meld together and blend in really well. Yeah. Thank you, Chef. My lovely assistant Carlos here is going to cut them in half so I can add the acid inside here. So on the recipe it says 1 serrano chili, and I recommend that you slice it very thin because that spice is kind of what you're going for, but too much of a bite of a serrano, it's not really pleasing to anybody to get all that heat at one time. So I'm just going to work this a little bit more. So I'm going to use the juicer here. Carlos already loaded it for me.
He's already got it ready for you.
Yep. So just a little bit there. Just juicing it in here. So add this guy. Now the serranos is sitting inside here, and the fish sauce. This is actually a 4-ounce ramekin, so I'm going to use about half of it.
And where can you buy that palm sugar?
The palm sugar, you can actually find it locally right over here. There's an Asian market off of Nord. So I have limes here, water, palm sugar, serranos, fish sauce, and that's pretty balanced here. Would you like to try it?
Yeah.
And you can see that the heat's going to be a little present, but it's not overbearing to the point where you're not going to enjoy it.
Well, that's good.
It's a nice balance. That dressing is called a nog chomp, which is a Thai Vietnamese dipping sauce. Most people use it to dip spring rolls, but I like to utilize it almost as a vinaigrette to toss in the salad that we're going to make today. This right here is similar to your average household potato peeler, but it's slotted to where it's going to make cuts like a julienne. It just means like longer strips, and I'm going to have Lo show you how to demonstrate it. So as you see, it's pretty simple. You can make them as long or as short as you want. And the thing that I like about it is it actually looks like noodles. So instead of having to do a lot of knife work, it makes it really simple, really easy.
That's cool. I want one of those.
And the thing about this salad is you can add whatever you like to it, or you can take away from it. So if you like more squash, you can add more squash. If you don't like tomato, then you don't have to have tomato. It's kind of a build to your own palate.
And where can you get that peeler?
You can actually get this peeler down at Collier's down the street, but I mean, you can see how much knife work that will save you. It's really easy.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It bulks up the salad pretty well, and you guys can see. So it's pretty quick. It's really easy. He's gonna do the same thing with carrots over here. So the components in this salad is zucchini, cucumber, carrots, heirloom tomatoes, green onions, micro cilantro, and shredded crab. I use imitation crab for this presentation only because it's going to be a little more healthy. It's more shelf stable is what we like to call in industry, where it can be out left in public and it's not going to turn, it's not going to get anybody sick. So as you can see, it's kind of a nice balance between squash, carrots at this point. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this cucumber in half. And then the way that we do it here in the restaurant is we'll cut a slice halfway through the cucumber to where it's going to make these half moon shapes. But you don't want to cut all the way because then that way it'll be a pain in the butt to deal with. As you can see, the bottom's already kind of loose.
Yeah, true. There's that too.
I'm just going to toss these guys inside here. So I'm going to move on to the heirloom tomato, which in the instructions it actually says that I want you to cut it in eighths, but for the purpose of the demonstration, I figured it'd be a little bit easier for me to slice them in eighths and then cut them in half. So that's half right there, another half.
A sharp knife is key, right?
Yeah, it makes it a lot different. It makes
Totally.
it way easier on your cooking. It actually is a lot safer.
That's true. Yeah.
So I chose heirloom tomatoes because it's something that we could find here at the farmer's market.
Plus, they're sweeter.
Yeah, they're sweeter and they give a little bit more juice, which is kind of what I was going for because the dressing itself, you don't want to use too much, but you want to use just enough to get it wet, is what I say, or to get it dressed. Missing the main ingredient, crab. This is the kanikama that we use at the restaurant. This is what we'll be using for the protein. Kanikama is a kamamboku, which is a pulverized white fish. It's infused with a crab juice, so it's not shellfish free, but it's a little bit cheaper, and for people who are shellfish sensitive, it's a safer route. I don't want to say that it's safe for people who have a shellfish allergy because everyone's different. So if anybody here is sensitive to shellfish allergy or worried about it, then I would definitely stay away from it. But if you're not, then I hope you enjoy the salad. Well, you can find imitation crab at any store, and if you want, you can actually come down to the Rawbar to get this one in specific. So you see how it strands up. It makes it really easy to bite down, so that way you don't feel like you're getting a whole lot of protein at one time. It'll make it feel like it's a lighter salad. So while Los is doing that, I'm actually going to cut these scallions for you guys. I actually want to cut them on a heavy bias. And the reason I'm doing this way is just more for a texture, and I like the taste of green onion, and I feel like it gives a really nice fresh element to it. So now that we're getting to the point where the salad's pretty much buttoned up, Los is over here shredding the protein. And the fun thing about this too is you don't have to add a lot of salt or add a lot of pepper because you're getting the spice from the serranos and you're getting the saltiness from the fish sauce. And the water is just a diluter, but it's because those flavors are so prominent that fish sauce is really too much to take on by itself.
So soon we're going to let you taste the salad.
So as the camera can see, the salad's not dry by any means. It's nice and wet, which is what we're going for. I have zucchini, I have cucumber, I have carrots, I have heirloom tomatoes, I have the kanikama. The micro cilantro, I'm actually going to use it for a garnish on top of the salad. So I'll actually start plating it up and go from there.